There was a moment the camera caught that most people completely missed. In the middle of a live performance, where everything should be sharp and focused, Jungkook suddenly laughed. Not because something was funny. Not because he forgot a lyric. But because of one small thing Taehyung did, something Taehyung himself might not have even realized he was doing. And if you look closely at V's expression right before it happened, you'll understand why thousands of armies are saying this is not just ordinary chemistry. Stay until the end. Because the moment that broke the internet is the one you'd least expect. Hey K-pop lovers! Welcome back to Taekook Diary, the place where we dive into the warmest moments and most fascinating stories about Taehyung and Jungkook that always have armies completely losing focus. If you've been a longtime BTS fan, you already know, a live stage is not a place to let your guard down. Every movement is choreographed, every expression rehearsed over and over again. But that's exactly where the most honest moments tend to slip through, in the tiny gaps between one move and the next. And the moment we're talking about today came from exactly that place, a small gap that the camera almost missed entirely. This wasn't a big, headline-grabbing moment. It didn't go viral the second it happened. It's the kind of moment that only gets noticed when someone watches the video again and again, until finally someone says, "Wait, did you see that?" And from that one small comment, a long thread opened up. The clip started circulating. Analysis after analysis poured in. And even today, that moment is still being talked about across platforms. So what actually happened? And why does V's gaze and Jungkook's laugh feel so different from anything else? Let's start from the beginning. To really understand why this moment feels so special, we need to take a small step back first. Taehyung and Jungkook have shared a stage for over a decade. They grew up together, from nervous young trainees to two of the most recognized artists in the world. And through all of that, the chemistry between them on stage has grown into something that's genuinely hard to put into words. A lot of duos in the entertainment industry have chemistry that's built for the camera. Crafted to look close because that's what the audience wants to see, but what makes Taekook a constant topic of conversation is actually the opposite. Their most memorable moments tend to happen precisely when the camera isn't pointed at them. Not when they're asked to pose together. Not when they're in the spotlight. But when they think no one is watching. And the moment in this video is one of the clearest examples of that. Let's start from the beginning. To really understand why this moment feels so special, we need to take a small step back first. Taehyung and Jungkook have shared a stage for over a decade. They grew up together, from nervous young trainees to two of the most recognized artists in the world. And through all of that, the chemistry between them on stage has grown into something that's genuinely hard to put into words. A lot of duos in the entertainment industry have chemistry that's built for the camera. Crafted to look close because that's what the audience wants to see, but what makes Taekook a constant topic of conversation is actually the opposite. Their most memorable moments tend to happen precisely when the camera isn't pointed at them. Not when they're asked to pose together. Not when they're in the spotlight. But when they think no one is watching. And the moment in this video is one of the clearest examples of that. The army reaction came fast, and it came from every direction. Some immediately went into full analysis mode. They slowed the clip down, compared it to previous performances, looked for patterns. This isn't the first time Taehyung has looked at Jungkook like that, wrote one Twitter account with thousands of retweets. And underneath that tweet, people started collecting similar moments from years past. Turns out, there were a lot of them. Quiet glances backstage. Small smiles appearing on the wrong side of the camera, moments where one of them laughed, not because anything was funny, but simply because the other one was nearby. Some netizens chose not to read too deeply into it. They're just close friends, that's all, a few people said. And that's completely valid too. But others felt there was something that went beyond ordinary closeness. A kind of language between them, one that only the two of them fully understood. And it's exactly that uncertainty that keeps this moment alive in the minds of everyone who watches it. But there's one more detail that most people overlooked, and this one is the most interesting part. If you pay attention to where they're each standing when this moment happens, Taehyung and Jungkook are not standing close to each other. They're on opposite sides of the stage. The distance between them is significant, especially for a live performance setting. Which means Taehyung had to turn, noticeably, to look in Jungkook's direction. That's not something that happens by accident or reflex. There was intention behind it, however small. And Jungkook? He doesn't immediately look back toward Taehyung after laughing. His eyes stay forward. Professional. Focused. But his smile doesn't fade at the normal speed. Small details like this are the ones that speak the loudest. Now, there's one question that always comes up whenever a moment like this gets discussed. Isn't this too much? Are ARMYs reading too deeply into something that might just be completely normal? And the honest answer is, maybe, for some people. But there's a reason Taekook moments always carry a different kind of weight. And it's not just about who they are or how they look on camera. It's about consistency. If this were just one isolated moment, it would be easy to say that's just a coincidence. But when similar moments keep appearing, at different concerts, in different years, in completely different contexts, the pattern starts to speak for itself. And even the most skeptical people, after watching a long enough compilation, often end up saying the same thing: okay, I get why people talk about this. Not because they suddenly believe in something romantic, but because chemistry like this, the kind that happens without planning, that shows up in the most unexpected moments, is genuinely rare. And rare things always draw attention. And that's what gives this particular moment its own special place among all the Taekook moments that have ever gone viral. Because this wasn't a moment created for public consumption. It wasn't fanservice designed to make ARMY scream. This happened in the middle of work, in the middle of a song, in the middle of a performance, in the middle of their professional responsibilities as artists, and that's exactly where its authenticity lives. Taehyung didn't turn to look at Jungkook because a camera was catching him. Jungkook didn't laugh because a microphone was recording him. It just happened, the way it does between two people who are so genuinely comfortable with each other that their body language moves without thinking. So much of the entertainment industry feels prepared, polished, and staged. But certain moments slip past all of that, moments that are honest, moments that are real. And this moment is one of them. That's why, even though the clip is short, even though not a single word was spoken, that moment feels so full. So warm. So undeniably Taekook. Alright, now it's your turn. After everything we just broke down, Taehyung's quiet gaze, Jungkook's soft laugh in the middle of a song, the positioning detail that turned out to be anything but simple, what do you think? Are you someone who believes this is just incredibly deep friendship chemistry? Or do you feel like there's something more living underneath all these small details? Drop it in the comments, I genuinely want to know where you stand. And if you have another Taekook moment you think is totally underrated and never gets enough attention, mention it too. It might just become our next video. If this video made you want to go rewatch those clips, go ahead, hit like and share it with a fellow ARMY who needs some good content today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, the button is right down there. We have so many more Taekook stories waiting to be told. Until next time, Taekook Diary family. Take care of yourselves, and keep enjoying every small moment that makes your heart feel warm. Purple Heart.